Hello and welcome in another devlog of Project Mellow. If it's the first time that you see our devlog, I really suggest you to look at our devlog playlist. The link is in the description. In this episode, I will show you the winner of the 3D creature contest. I will show you the progress I made on the Mob Spawner and Loottable. And finally, I will explain our new networking strategy. So, if you looked at the voting webpage of the contest, you probably already have a good idea of the winner. But I have a surprise for you. As you can see, two participants have almost the same score. So with that in mind, we decided to have both of them as winner of the contest. So congrats to HeyQ and Lovey! I also took the time to import them in the project engine and applied my creature shader. But I will probably have to tweak some little details. At least it gives an idea of how they will look in the game. Now let me show you the rework of the Mob Spawner. As a player, you won't see the difference, but under the hood, it's a world of difference. Before, the spawner was only a placeholder script that was only able to spawn one kind of mob with no other rules. Now it's way more flexible. First, let me show you the logic behind it. I'm using a box collider to set the area that the mob will be able to spawn, and it also defines the zone where the mob can move while he is in idle state. The mob can chase the player outside of the zone, but if he loses the player focus, he will come back into his original spawner area. With the new spawner, I can now add as many creatures as I need to. I can set also the spawn rate, the max amount of the same creature alive at the same time for that specific spawner, and I can set the tier. So two different spawner with the same creature but one with a higher tier will make the mob stronger for that area. One other big improvement is the loot table system. On the spawner, each mob have his own loot tables. Before showing you the system on the spawner, let me show you the logic behind the loot tables. In the project, all the items are scriptable objects, and they all have a main and subcategory. For example, here you can see that this weapon is a weapon and his subcategory is a sword. So you can see that the item have a folder hierarchy that respect the categories. Now to be able to easily add item to the spawner mob loot table, it will be great to have some pre-built loot table for each category. So it's exactly what I made. Here you can see that I made a scriptable object loot table object for each subcategory and main category. I also made a master loot table that is containing all the main categories. So all that is awesome, but you know that each time I create or remove an item, I have to add it or remove it from his loot table, which is something that can take a lot of time to maintain. With that in mind, I created a loot table script that generates all the loot table for me based on the folder hierarchy. You can see here that if I delete all the loot table and I click on the custom Mellow menu that is named Generate Loot Table Data, it automatically generating the loot table with all the content from the folders. In my opinion, it's those kind of tools that are mandatory for a small team to be able to gain speed in the production. So let's go back to the mob spawner. In each mob that it contains, we have a loot table section. Each loot table have its own loot chance probability. So if I'm adding another loot table and I put, for example, the item category weapon in it, I can choose to make it spawn more often than the rest of the items. I can also add a single item if I need to. If, for example, I need to force the drop of an item, I just need to tick the force drop option, and we can see that it's removing the probability slider, and we no longer see the percentage chance for that lootable on the bottom of the inspector. And by the way, that is another thing that I made. I'm calculating all the probability of the loot table, and I'm calculating the percentage for each of them. For now they are in the bottom of the inspector, but later on they will be beside the slider of each probability. We can also add more than one category by loot table. As you can see here, I can add as many as I want. So, as you saw, the system is flexible and allows us to customize easily the loot we want the player to drop on specific area or on specific creature. With that system, it will be easy for us to make, for example, a boss that drop a unique item specific to him. So, let me know what you think of our spawner and loot table in the comments below. Now it's time to explain what is our new networking strategy. So, for those who didn't know, we were building our own dedicated server. It's a pretty huge task to handle, and we started to realize that we may have problem to finish it in time for what we have in mind. So we looked at another solution that will speed up our networking process, and we decided to try to go with Spatial OS. We are currently implementing it in the project, and next week we should be able to start seeing results in the game. For those who don't know Spatial OS, it's a networking solution for games with a high number of players in the same instance. They also offer a server hosting with a system that automatically scales the server power in real time based on our networking needs. So more players are in the game, better the server will be. It's scaling automatically. So be sure that as soon as we have something to show, we will make a devlog about it. So it's about it for that devlog. Please subscribe to the channel if you're interested in the project, and if you want to follow more closely the development and share with us your ideas, join our Discord server. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next devlog.